So one of the things, my mom was deadly against drinking because my dad did a lot of drinking. Wasted a lot of money on it and big arguments about drinking. So she would not want us to drink. So one night, Bill comes home. And remember the house in Noya had a little wall heater? And a little hall that went down to the bedrooms? So Bill comes home and he tells me, I don't feel good. And he projectile vomited like a quart of red wine. Yes.
Oh no!
Right there.
Oh
Okay.
no!
Holy cow. And my mom was, I don't know where she was. She wasn't home, but she was coming home. So we get out towels and stuff, and it's purple wine.
Yeah.
It's red wine.
Oh no!
But we got it cleaned up, and she never noticed it. No. Anyway, that was scary because we didn't think about him being sick. It was like, what are we going to do if Mom finds out?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, so got away with that one.
Well,
Another funny
Zachy-
story, this involves you. So Carmel and I got married, we just eloped. And we just didn't tell anybody. And we drove to Reno and got married. I got a fake ID from the DMV, because you could do it easily then.
Yeah.
You just give them the wrong date.
Yeah.
Lost my license and what's your birth date.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we got married, I mailed it back and said it was a mistake made. And I got my regular ID back. So all we had then is like a pair of tennis shoes. That was my wardrobe. Tennis shoes, jeans, t-shirts. That's it. Maybe a jacket. So I didn't have a pair of dress shoes, but Bill did. Okay? So I took his shoes.
Did they fit you?
They did. And went
And
to
how
Reno.
old were you at this point?
20.
Okay.
And so he had a date with Carol to go to a dance. And he didn't have his black shoes. Because I had them.
That was a good excuse to get out of the going to the dance.
I don't know what he did. If he wore his tennis shoes or not. But anyway,
Oh, that's funny.
He always thought that dancing was a waste of energy.
maybe he
Really?
maybe he talked you out. He was going with you somewhere, but he needed those shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
was.
yeah. I don't
I
remember.
thought it was a dance, but probably not a dance. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway,
A date.
he needed the black shoes because wherever you were going, you couldn't wear tennis shoes. I don't know what. I don't remember anything beyond that other than I had his shoes.
That's cute.
Let's see.
Do,
Yeah, those are the main things that I remember from Antioch. There's probably a lot more that will come. But
Can I ask a few questions?
Sure.
I remember hearing stories about when your dad got boxing gloves for you guys and had you box out in the front yard, and Bill was crying and your father was upset that, because you didn't want to hurt him anymore, and your father was making you go at him. You remember that?
I don't remember that. I remember the boxing gloves,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not very interested in the boxing. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
your mother was upset at your father about that, about egging you on to hurt Bill.
Huh. Okay.
And you didn't want to hurt Bill,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember that, but I remember the boxing gloves.
And then the other thing Bill talked about was the steep hill. Was that when you were living in Burbank?
Hubbard Street in San Fernando.
Hubbard Street. And then years later when we moved here, we drove there. And Bill goes, I mean, the stories about Hubbard Street were that it was at this
Lombard. Yeah.
Well, one year they had they had the soapbox derby races there. And in those days, if you had a bicycle, if you could go up Hubbard Street, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But those bikes weren't like today's bikes. Those were just regular one gear.
Yeah.
So it was a challenge if you could ride it. I had the same experience. I went back, looking and go, how could they even have a race here? Because it's not much of a hill.
Yeah. His challenge was always getting to the top of the
Oh yeah,
hill.
that reminds me, speaking of that, there was another thing we did that we were not allowed to. On 7th Street, there was a storm drain where the wash came down and then it was underground. It was concrete. So it was like a long tunnel. For us, it's like a 2-block long tunnel. So we would always go in there, and my mom would have a fit because she says there could be a flash flood, you kids can get killed. No, Mom, we could see there's no clouds. She says, you can't see the clouds. A flash flood can come from up in the mountains and just sweep you kids out to the sea. Do not go there.
So dramatic.
So we always played there, always. Okay, we go hiking, and on the way back, we go in there. So one day, we found a tire. And it didn't take long to think, if you had a tire, there was another story coming too. The tire, and some wood, some paper we found, and we built a fire in the tunnel
Oy.
and put the tire on it. Okay, the tire, when they
Oh my
burn,
God.
they make a lot of smoke.
Yes.
So
Cool.
this thing is going really
Bad
good,
smoke.
and we see the smoke, it's filling up. It goes up, and it's full
Choking.
tops. Okay, no, we were safe. So we ran out. Now we're watching, waiting for the smoke to come out of the ends. When it starts coming out of the gutter, or the what do you call those? When the water can go down.
It's the gutter. Yeah, it's
It's not
a
a
sewer.
gutter. Whatever they're called, where the water goes down.
Yeah.
The drain. The
Well, it's kind of like a drain, but
pothole-
you
what
see them on the streets wherever.
Yeah,
wherever.
it's like a drain
Manhole,
hole,
but it's not a
No,
manhole.
not a manhole. It's got a grate on it. And the
Yeah.
water, the curb
Oh
washes.
yes.
What do they
yes.
call that? Anyway, they had those. Okay. Well, the smoke started coming out of there first. Yeah. There was a lot of smoke. These big billowing things coming out of like two places, and then it starts to come out the ends. Okay. Then we could hear the fire trucks coming.
Uh-oh.
So we split.
Oh,
But we got caught.
you did.
We did.
Who
Yeah.
caught you?
My mom. Didn't take her long. Did you guys do that? Somebody said you did it. Okay.
They saw
Anyway,
you boys.
yeah, we got caught.
Yeah.
She did
I mean-
have her boundaries.
It didn't. We didn't hurt anything. We just burned up an old tire. It didn't. Other than it made smoke. But to her, it was like, number one, we're in the storm drain,
Yeah.
and we're not
Oh,
allowed to do
that's
that,
right.
Okay, because a flash flood could come
Yeah.
and wash us out to sea.
Yeah. Wanted out to sea.
Yeah.
Yeah. There they go.
Another thing that we did fairly often, it was fun, we made things called spoke gun. So if you take a bicycle spoke and the little threaded end on it, you could put match heads in there and a piece of buckshot. And then you would hold a match on it until it got hot enough. And on a wooden match head, that'll explode under heat. So we would have a shotgun shell. We'd have 30 pieces of buckshot or whatever's in it. And we had a bicycle tire, so we had a lot of spokes. So we'd make it, and we'd take a piece of wood and put the spoke on there with loaded with the match heads, and tap a piece of buckshot in. We'd drill a hole, and we'd put a spot for a wooden match. So then you would hold your spoke gun, light that wooden match, and just hold it. And pretty soon, bang, it would fire and shoot that piece of buckshot. And after a couple shots, the end would break up. You need a new spoke. But the part that's interesting is we needed shotgun shells. Okay? So there was a guy up on 7th Street, and in his backyard, he had a bunch of stuff, just junk out there, and it tarped over, and there was an old trunk. Somehow we found out that in that trunk were shotgun shells.
Wow.
So we would take turns designating who would go get the shotgun shell. Never occurred to us we could take them all, or just take one.
At a time.
So
Yeah.
we go up there, like 4 of us, along the fence, watching to make sure the guy wasn't around, and you crawl on your belly and reach up there and get that shotgun shell, and you come back. And we go back and make smoke guns. Okay? Never got caught. Never took more than one shotgun shell at a time.
And that's Antioch.
No, that's San Fernando.
San Fernando.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
How did you guys learn how to do all these things?
I don't know if it's just kids' knowledge that gets passed.
Imagination.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the movie Stand By Me. Did you-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys.
Yeah, we didn't really have a lot of bought toys. You made
Yeah.
Right.
pretty much your own stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they were in scouts. They played. Did you play baseball? Bill played.
Bill did. Yeah, he played. Yeah.
Bill played baseball. There was something I was going to ask you, and now I can't remember. Wasn't there something about a park that you guys had gone to at the airport? I can't remember now.
In San Fernando, there was a park that had a swimming pool that we would go to, and in the summer we would go most of the kids there were Mexican that went. So we would go and you had to take a shower before you could go in the pool. So they would call us two-tone. Because
Two-tone?
we were dark tanned except for the bathing suit went. And they would call it, you got two tones.
How was the Bobby never really tagged along with you guys, huh?
No, he was too young at that time.
Yeah.
To remember, he was born in 45.
46?
Well, he was involved in some of these things. Like
46. Oh, wait. Bill was born 42, 44, 46. So you guys were all 2 years.
Bob's 5 years younger than me. So he got in some of the later activities.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
He developed his own program. He got in. What about the trips that you guys made to Illinois and to West Virginia?
Oh,